Hi, Jessica Lanning again. This is the third installment of Lanning Does Planning Unplugged, where I am talking about questions or conversations that come up in my office that you might find surprising. And today I'm going to talk about sending a kid or a loved one to rehab. I get this question in my office probably once a year, and I have some direct experience with that. So often people are calling me because they want to use me as a sounding board, which I completely appreciate, and sending somebody off to a 30, 60, 90-day program to help them with whatever their challenge is, whether it's addiction or it's an eating disorder or it's depression, whatever it might be. That proposition can be really, really expensive. You can have a whole nother separate video about the state of mental health support in this country and the cost of it and what insurance doesn't cover. I'm not going to go into that today. The issue is that I have families that come to me that are struggling with a loved one, and they are contemplating paying for sending this person to a program, which can be very pricey. What I want to make a distinction about is that I'm not going to talk about minors, because I think those decisions are much easier. You do whatever you can for a young kid to help them on their way. That tends not to be what's coming up in my office. What's more often than not coming up in my office is families that need to help other adults in their family. And in many cases, this is the third or fourth go round of sending somebody off to a program. And there's all kinds of issues that come up around codependence and how long am I going to sacrifice my own well-being to help this other person? So we have all those conversations. So yes, as a financial planner, these are the conversations that are happening in my office. And then, yes, of course, we're talking about, okay, if it's going to cost me $50, $60, $100,000 to send this person to another program, what's the impact of that on my own financial well-being and my own financial plan so that they can then make a decision about whether or not this is actually what they want to be doing. So yes, should I send my loved one to rehab is a question that comes up in my office, and I'm happy to talk the math, and I'm also just happy to be a sounding board and to help clients think these things through so that they, again, can make good conscious decisions. I'm Jessica Lanning. Lanning Does Planning.